Alright, welcome back to today's class. Last time we talked about how to create your files in Photoshop. That's where we started with. You have to create your new file by saying Ctrl N, or you can open your previous files. So we talked about those things in your last time. So today we're going to continue with workspace. We're going to stay explain everything about the workspace. So coming to this workspace now, assuming I just click on this home button now, you can now see all my previous job, the previous work that I've done so far. These are the works that I've done so far in my Photoshop. So coming to this place, I just left it at the grid system, like I left it in the grid format. Then I can also leave it in a list method, whereby it will give you the thumbnail and the name of the project, the JPG. This is a JPG file, which means that I can't edit this work. I can't edit this work. So likewise, these ones, I see all this. This one is .psd file. I can edit them. I will explain the differences between those PSD file and the JPG files to know the ones that you go for. So these are my recent files. So I prefer leaving it this way so that I can easily view them. So coming to this now, assuming I want to clear all. Assuming I want to clear all these recent jobs, all this recent work now, all I'll do is this. I'll go over to my file. I'll go over to open recent. You come over to this clear recent file list. Assuming you want to clear them all, you click on this, everything clears off. But I don't really want to do that for my own now. Okay, let me go back to my work, what I was doing initially. So I'll click on this Photoshop. I'll go back to my initial work. So as I explained before, we are still talking about the workspace. So this is my workspace. This is how I set my own workspace. I've explained to you how to come up with this kind of workspace. Now remember that if you are looking for if there is any tool or any maybe layer, character, or anything you are looking for, you can find them all from your Windows tab. You can get them from your Windows tab. Now let's take for instance that I'm doing some job, or before I continue, before I explain this now, you discover that I have so many tabs because whenever you open jobs, create new job, whenever you're creating new workspace, whenever you're creating a new workspace, you discover that everything about it comes in tabs. You see your tabs. You see this one comes in tab. This is your tab. It always comes in tab. So these are the things that you observe on that. So it comes in, you see it in tab. This is the first tab, this is the second tab, and this is the third tab. Now coming to the first tab, you discover that I did not save this tab. So I did not create the title for this tab. You see it is written as untitled 1 at 66%, layer 1. So this layer 1, RGB and 8-bit. So that's how we have it now. Untitled, that is, I didn't label it. Layer 1, this is the first layer, this is your layer 1. Then RGB now tells you the mode this work is. We have what you call the RGB mode, and we also have what you call the CMYK mode. RGB, which is the red, green, blue mode, and the CMYK, cyan, CM, magenta, yellow, and key. So the CMYK is for print, as you know before, and the RGB is for online screens. So now this is my second image. This one has a title from where I brought it from. This is a picture that I got from a WhatsApp. You see, it has WhatsApp image 2025, blah blah blah. So these are the things that it has. This one is another image that I downloaded from online from free pick. So let's take for instance that I mistakenly, because I've showed you how to move around these tabs. Now let's say I have this tab, I detach this tab, I also detach this one, and likewise I detach these ones, and I've detached all of them. Now you can't possibly work in this kind of condition, because if you're working in this kind of condition, you probably may not know the layer. You might mistakenly click on another layer, and let's say you clicked on this workspace and you're working on a particular layer of this workspace, but you wanted to work on this one. So you see, it can't work on this. You can't work on this format this way. So assuming I want to arrange them automatically, let's say I want to bring them back to be in a tab mode as it was before. I'll go to my window. I'll go to arrange. I'll go back to window. I'll go back to arrange. I'll say consolidate all tabs. I'll click on consolidate all tabs. Everything will come up in tab mode. You see, I can see all this. You can see I have all these things back to my tab mode. So that's the first thing. Now, if I mistakenly, maybe on the process of doing my job, I mistakenly click on my tab key, something will happen. Click on your tab key. Now you discover that my toolbar, my menu options, all of them just disappear. Please, whenever you do so, you can click back on your tab nail again. You will discover that it will come up again. So you have this, so it comes up again, comes up again. So that's it. So every other thing, though my ruler is showing up here, assuming my ruler is not showing up, I can say, okay, I think the ruler, I normally use ruler for control R. I normally use control R for ruler. So if I press control R, it will hide it. I'll press control R, it will come up again. So that's the shortcut I normally use for ruler, but I can't possibly find where it is right now. I think there is a particular place where you can find the ruler, so I can't remember for now. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is this image that I have here now. I want to zoom this image now. How can I zoom this image? Assuming I want to zoom in. Aside using my scroll button, which is most times it might not be too effective. Okay, let's say I zoom this way and I want to return it back automatically. I will just press Ctrl 0. Ctrl 0, you just have to fit to this screen. And at Ctrl 0, you discover that the percentage is 16.7%. It's not full screen, like it's not 100%. Then if I want to make it 100% full screen, I'll just press Ctrl 1 to zoom 100%, which is, you see, Ctrl 1, which is 100%. Now this is 100% of it, and I will see it the way I'm going to see it in a real, whenever I export the job. That's how I'm going to see it. Now, so let's return it back to the normal way. So for the full screen, I want it to fill up our workspace, our canvas. So what I will do is I'll just press Ctrl Z so that I will see it properly. Although if I want to see a full screen of this job, I will just press F the first time. I also press F again. I'll see a full screen of the job. Then to return it back to its initial state, you press F and you also press another F again. So that is how to return it back to the initial state it was before. So that is for this one. Now, assuming I want to zoom this job, just press Z for your zoom, and then zoom. Though you have icon here where you have plus, zoom, then minus, zoom out, zoom in and zoom out, plus and minus. But normally, if I want to zoom in, assuming I want to zoom in to see this, I'll left click, hold, drag it to the right, hold, drag to the right. You see, I'm seeing what I want. I'm zooming in. So that's it. Assuming I want to zoom out, I'll still left click, hold. Assuming I want to zoom out, I'll left click, hold, and drag it to the left. So it goes back. So do this. So to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. But make sure that you're holding down your left side of your mouse button. The left side of it, you left click, you hold down it, you hold it, and you'll be doing this in right, left, right, left. So that is for this zoom. So let's say I want to get the mode, I can zoom in and pick whatever I want to pick. Now look at this. Now it's not properly set now. So how do I return it back to the normal set? I'll just press my Ctrl Z to 0 to make sure that the image comes up very well. All right, now so assuming I'm doing my job. Let's say I'm done with this my zoom tool, and I want to return back to moving item, which is I want to drop my tool. I'll press my V button. The V just simply means paste, like the move to something paste. That is the move tool. So I'll first of all I will go with this now. Let's say I have layers that I'm creating. Let's say I have this layer, or let's say let's say solid color. I have solid color. Let's put this behind. Okay, this solid color, this solid color is not really giving me what I want. So what I will do is, so how do I save up my job? If I want to save my job now, I will just say, how do I save my job? Just go to file, save, go to file, save as. So if you save as, you have to look for the folder where you want to save it. Let's say lady, you can just type lady. For instance, lady 1. this is the folder where I want to save it. Because if you are to edit it later, that you want to come back to it later and edit anything, maybe change the background, change whatever you want to change, you leave it at Photoshop. Then if you do not want, because if you leave it at Photoshop, all these layers will remain. So, but if you start changing it to all this format, TTF format, it will tell you something. Let's just say it will tell you that, okay, include it to increase the size, but you can still edit it later. After that, you can still come back and edit it. So this saving as will help you. This save as, when it comes to save as, now you can easily edit it later. But if you export your job, let's say you export it, for instance, now you export, assuming you export as PNG or as JPG, what will you do now? If you're exporting it as PNG or JPG, it's going to flatten all these images, so you cannot easily edit them at the end of the day. So let's say I export. Most times the way I normally export my own, I will just export. Most times I look at this size, I have it at 551 kilobytes. It's not giving me because I know the size may not be too good for me. So what I normally do, I can easily change it now from this good to what excellent. Let me just look at the file size. Okay, 2 point something megabytes is okay. I can go with that and I can export. Though most times I do use this area, but I won't advise you to come to this area yet if your system is not strong enough, because if you bump up this or if you increase this size, the size will increase here, and if your system is not too strong enough, it's going to crash. So that's it. So I'm going to leave it at 100%, and then I will say export. Let's see how the works will look like. And I will export it to the folder where I want to keep it. I will export it to that place. So that's it. So now that is all for today. Next time we're going to continue.